Today's sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to a sold-out and absolutely rocking Caesars Superdome in downtown New Orleans. But just ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game, and we've got a great one in store, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the New Orleans Saints.
Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Off of play action. Here's Smith. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
Jalen Carter gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front.
So an early wake-up call there leads to a quick second and long. Now Geno.
That's complete. Lambert Smith.
They'll give him 4 yards there. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Flag comes out, and that's because the offense did not get the play off in time.
And you can see the head coach, he is not happy. Everyone getting away from him right now because he's frustrated that they didn't get the ball snapped in time.
That flag, that'll push him back 5.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Smith now to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is fielded at the 7. Good blocking there, and nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return.
And it will be Falcon football.
Working to put a drive together.
They'll run. Here's the rookie from Michigan. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay.
Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards.
Back to throw.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
That's a 1st down with a cherry on top, 31 yards.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They'll drop to throw. And his throw here is incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
3rd down and 13. Hands it off out of the gun.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Well, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in the kicker to try and hit from 61 yards. And this one winds up no good.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Smith. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Excellent defensive effort to get to him and provide a little contact before the catch could be made cleanly.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Smith. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they were in field goal range last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
That was Nick Bolton rushing in and burying him behind the line.
New Orleans adding some depth to the secondary. They've got 6 DBs out there now for 3rd. On play action, they'll throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you...
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And the Falcons are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before.
And he's taken down here by the Saints.
Yaya Diaby.
Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now back to throw.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
This offense so far on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. He'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
How about the show put on by these two defenses in this first half? The fireworks don't have to be just offensively. Neither one of them given an inch. And that's good coverage once again there to force another 4th down.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have...
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Inside the 10.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. And we'll see if that pick six looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally. And you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome. But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Throwing now is Geno. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now Smith. Wide open receiver, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Smith. Throw right side, complete to Williams. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up second down.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, and maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Here we go.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Javonte Williams.
A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Saints are an extra point away from evening this one up.
Extra point splits the uprights. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
16 yards right off the bat with a first down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage.
Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11.
They'll set up a throw.
That is caught.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 36. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
And the Falcon first down.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. Down the sideline he goes.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. 36 yards.
And the Falcons will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone to potentially tie this game up. This 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 36-yard line.
Out of the gun, Smith. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Geno now to throw. Looking left sideline, it's complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. To the air again, Smith. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Javonte Williams.
As the first half is winding down.
And the Saints have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half.
Extra point right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Atlanta.
Back to throw here. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And, CD, we are in for a very intriguing second half. This is what we wanted, all tied. This is what postseason football is all about.
It certainly is. And doesn't it speak to the parity in the NFL? Roughly half the teams that made the playoffs the year before miss the next year, get replaced. We know it's an any given Sunday mentality. Nothing's easy in the playoffs, but when you have your shot, they're eager to seize it.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. Out of the gun now on third down. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. From the gun, here's Smith. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And in the second half of a tied game, every decision gets magnified. And here, if he forces this ball, it could be intercepted. So that's the prudent play to just airmail it out of bounds.
Out of the pistol, here's Williams. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Hey, we go.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 45-yard line. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
Hey, here we go. Middle.
To throw is Smith. Over the middle, complete. It's Williams. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll lead here to a third down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
On third down, here's Williams. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
A gain of 3 yards. It's now 4th down and 1.
Here we go on 4th. Smith. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
They accepted the risk, and it was rewarded. What a catch on 4th down to create a first down situation. But one more time, what a catch.
And what a catch. It was close, perilously close to a turnover on downs, but picked up the first.
How about getting his feet down, though? That's footwork.
42 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
We not even set. Hey, it's a clip.
1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. And it's caught. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch, not much yardage afterwards.
A big one coming in this divisional round playoff, 3rd and goal. Williams is in. Touchdown, New Orleans.
And this is a time of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with a touchdown run to take the lead.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the fourth quarter, the divisional round. And they need to come up with something as they get this drive started. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, dare I say it, it's kind of quid pro quo. Both defenses now with an interception return for a touchdown.
Your vocabulary, sir. Well done.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now up to 14. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. Down the right sideline. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Falcons have made it a 1-score game again here in the fourth. That's caught. And he will get into the end zone to cut the deficit down to 4. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday. 64 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Again, it's Williams. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
And the Saints, first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
They'll try and run down some clock with Williams.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Hey, trio left. Ready. Check 59, check 59, cover.
Back to throw, Smith. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jahdae Barron. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. So that, Charles, obviously just a game changer here in this 4th quarter, and they're an extra point away from stealing the lead.
And stealing is the absolute right word for it, because that'll wake up your sideline, won't it, partner?
Well, there's still time remaining, but boy, I mean, you think about it, you go from an offense with a lead in the ball trying to salt things away to a completely different scenario now after the return for a score. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they have to try and move past that pick 6 because now they're dealing with a 4th quarter deficit, and they need this drive to end in points.
A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
Hey, we go. Hey, it's a clip.
Now Geno. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
A shotgun snap for Smith. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads them into the end zone.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. The busy night continues for Williams. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Smith. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
Bro, it moved me away.
All of a sudden, the shoe's cut on the other foot. Maybe pull the reins back here a bit.
That was a pig.
Because you got to make sure that you don't score too
That was a
quickly.
pig. Bro.
Here's 1st and goal.
That shit just blew me.
Hey, we go.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
And here's another kneel down as he'll try to set up the game winner. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Bruh. I rip, bruh.
Third down and goal coming up here.
They'll sneak it with Smith. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
Well, that is the definition, Charles, of delivering under pressure. The game-winning potential. There's still a little time left on the clock, but the potential game-winning drive, and it was well executed.
I think we're going to remember this possession for a long time. We've called a bunch of games, but how about how they got it done down the stretch? Absolutely terrific. Barring some type of miraculous play in this last half minute, I think that touchdown just earned them the win. They really came up clutch when they needed it.
Yeah, that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Probably time for 2 more shots, and ideally, they'd like to get to midfield or so they have a chance at a Hail Mary on the final play.
Here comes 2nd down.
He's back to throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first.
And the Saints season will march on as we say thanks for watching and so long.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Saints are winners here as we say so long from New Orleans.